the show where your First and Second Amendment rights intersect, with host Brandy Vega.
Hi, I'm Brandy Vega, host of GunNationNews.com. Some would argue that having a gun is a bad idea because it can be taken away and used against you. And they use that logic especially with women who get attacked by a man. I would like to share my opinion, and this is actually very close to my heart. My cousin Mandy was shot and killed with her own .22 caliber handgun after a violent attack by a man hyped up on meth who broke into her apartment, stabbed her, sexually assaulted her and her roommate. When Mandy ran to get her gun out of her bedroom, he overpowered her, shot her once in the stomach. That was a survivable wound. He then shot her point blank in the head, killing her. I admit, I was really scared after that, afraid to get a gun, thinking if it happened to her, it could happen to me. That wasn't until I got more training and a better understanding. This guy was committed to murdering her, whether by a knife, physical violence, a gun. I'm pretty sure he would have done it. I carry a firearm and I never worry about it being used against me. Why? Well, for one, I carry concealed. So what they don't know about, they can't take. Now, if you get past that point, I'm trained. I've been trained in force on force, stress inoculation, so that I can be better prepared in a situation like this. I am committed to using my gun if I'm forced to. That's a huge thing. It's called a combat mindset. You must be willing and ready to use your firearm if needed, and that decision can't be made in the middle of a confrontation. It has to be made now, not during a lethal encounter. Additionally, if the gun was easy to take away from you, then it should be fairly easy to get back. There are also several retention holsters, methods, and advanced training for taking or retaining weapons. But we all have the right to have a firearm. We all have the responsibility to get comfortable with it, train with it, and use it responsibly. Military, law enforcement, Secret Service, others, they use firearms, and the argument that it could be taken and used against them rarely comes up. A gun is a force multiplier. I'm not a big girl. I'm not 6'4" and 250 pounds like my cousin Mandy's attacker. I'm her size. Physically, I probably wouldn't have the chance if we went hand to hand, but having a firearm gives me the advantage to surprise him. There's surprise, speed, and violence of action. If you can gain at least two of those, generally you're going to win the fight. It is our God-given right to protect ourselves. When seconds count, remember, police are generally just minutes away. That's why it's important to live in the color code of mental awareness, yellow, to be aware, to be alert, and establish your combat mindset now. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to live another day? If so, the far-fetched myth that it's more dangerous to carry a firearm because it could be used against you is garbage. Now, the statement is accurate, but only if you're suicidal. Suicide is the number one way people have their gun used against them. If taking guns were so easy, then why didn't anyone take the shooter's gun at Virginia Tech, the theater in Colorado, or you name it? Taking a gun can be done. Occasionally, it will happen. But it's the exception, not the rule, and it's your choice. For me, I choose to carry.
Gun Nation News.